This is the 1996 Cannondale Super V 3000. It was the first of the Super Vs with a so-called active suspension. The swing arm in the rear is pivoted much closer to the bottom bracket. It's hinged very close to the smallest chainring on the front crank, and with that you do not have lockout under pedaling power, so the suspension is becoming active much more quickly. As a consequence of this design, you also slightly increased pedal bob, but that's what the trend was back in 1996. More suspension and not necessarily more efficient riding. The bike with that swing arm, compared to the aluminium banana shaped swing arm or carbon fiber reinforced banana shaped swing arm, was much heavier. This one weighs at around 12.3 kilogram catalog weight, and that didn't matter that much at the time, as suspension was the main priority. The front end still features the fatty head shock fork with 50mm suspension, relatively short but enough for a cross-country bike. The shifters were Sachs on this particular piece. Normally they were the grip shift 800. The hub at the front had a titanium axle, Mavic 220 rims, and the IRC Piranha Pro 2.0 Kevlar reinforced tires. The coveted Coda Magic crank, and here the Fox Alps 4 rear shock. It had a mixed group set of the old 900 XTR front derailleur and the brand new XTR that came out in 1996 as a rear derailleur. The brakes were the Onza high-powered ones with the Onza chill pills. These ones were prone to cracking, but actually, if you followed the guidelines and used max 5 Newton meters as torque, you wouldn't see any cracking in those beautiful brakes, which are actually, as the name suggests, really powerful. In this version you don't have the Coda Force 40 brake mechanism anymore, but this thing here, which is called the H-pipe. All in all, a beautiful early full suspension bike, third generation Super V. Rides beautifully and looks like a charm. These bikes came with a Synchros titanium seat post, which normally the bike mechanics in the shops exchanged for a cheaper version to keep it for themselves, and the customers didn't know that. Cockpit super clean with a Sachs version of the grip shift, and the Coda brakes, which were actually Diacompe, and the inverted head shock stem. The front fork could be adjusted with this knob, different damping adjustments. So beautifully, you have a bike where you can adjust the rear suspension and the front suspension, where the adjustment valve is underneath the fork crown. 1996 was also the first year with a really fat Cannondale brand decal. Looks really nice, I find. It really is a beautiful bike, sculptured not in bronze but in aluminium, as they say, at Cannondale, Connecticut back in the 90s. and Super Vs in general are awesome bikes, so I can only recommend restoring one, riding it and having fun.